So, Chris, you want to give your name, your full name, and where you're from?
I'm Chris McTighe, and I'm from here in Haverhill.
How did you come to Phoenix Rising, United Church of Christ?
Well, my son Wesley was just coming out of his karate lesson, and we were looking out across the river. It was dark out, and we could see this big steeple of the old Congregational Church in Bradford, all lit up. And Wesley was very curious about it. He was asking where that tower is, wondering if it was in some other country or something. Not the best sense of distance. But and I said, no, that's right in Bradford. Let's go for a ride. So we did. We went right across the bridge, and I saw there was a Dunkin' Donuts, and being a Dunkin' Donuts addict, I just had to pull in and get a nice coffee. And from there we went on to see the church. And it was an old Congregational church, and I grew up in the UCC, and that got me wondering, I wonder if that's a UCC church. So I looked up online UCC church and in Haverhill, and I found out about Phoenix Rising. But we had been making this little ride kind of a routine. My son has autism, and he loves to do the same little routines. And it's funny that where I had actually been stopping on these little trips we've been taking was the Dunkin' Donuts that we've been having our Wednesday night group meetings at. So I decided I'd just be brave and go stop in at one point, and I did, and met Donna.
That's wonderful. Well, I think it's wonderful anyway. So I'm going to ask you another question. What transpired that helped you to realize that God really was leading you to Phoenix Rising?
Well, the week after I had first come into this, Dunkin' Donuts and met Donna, I'd been having kind of a rough day, and thankfully my mother was around to be helpful and supportive, and I suggested she come too. And so she came into Dunkin' Donuts to our book discussion, and Donna just happened to ask, where are you from? And she said she was from Townsend. And she asked, oh, do you know Andy Gustafson? I have a little background on my connection with the Gustafsons. My family knew his family in Townsend. We all went to the church together, and when I was a little kid, I knew his family and had just been playing with Billy the day before the tragedy. And later on, when I was looking for someone to be my confirmation mentor for church, Andy was just a very natural choice for me because of all the strength I saw in him and everything he had been through. So right after that, my mother said, here, I've been reading this book about Andy and his life, and I want you to have my copy. And I read it right away, which was a very powerful experience for me, and very emotional, but in a good way. And when I got to page 208, there's this quote from none other than Donna Spencer Collins. And to me, that was just like a signpost that God had put out there saying, you're on the right path. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And also that, Andy's still here looking out for you.
Wow. So my last question, my friend, what do you hope to gain by being a part of Phoenix Rising?
I hope to gain a better sense of connection with people around me, make some friendships, really find a church community where it feels like I belong. Since I've been in this area, I've been sort of bouncing around to a few different churches, and the services were good, the sermons were good, but I haven't felt that real sense of connection or community. And with Phoenix Rising, I think it was kind of impossible to avoid. Donna and everyone have just been very welcoming. And ultimately, I think what I want to get through all of this is a better sense of who I am and a better ability to be my authentic self around other people.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Donna.